Welcome back to BikeBeat. When you look at the Honda Activa 7G, you're not just looking at another two-wheeler. You're looking at the evolution of a household name, a scooter that has defined urban commuting for more than 2 decades. The Activa has always been the go-to for families, students, professionals, and even senior riders, and with every new iteration Honda has carefully balanced tradition with innovation. The 7th generation carries forward that delicate balance, promising something familiar yet undeniably fresh. The very first thing that strikes you is the design. At first glance, the 7G doesn't stray too far from the Activa DNA we've come to recognize: a rounded front, elegant side panels, and a clean silhouette. But when you pay attention to details, the updates become apparent. The sharper lines on the front apron, the integration of chrome strips that highlight the scooter's premium positioning, and a revised LED headlamp cluster all signal Honda's intent to make the Activa feel current in a market where stylish scooters are becoming the norm. Even the side profile has been refined with a crisper stance, giving it a look that sits comfortably between classic and modern. Honda has clearly understood that Activa owners don't want wild experimentation, but they do want a scooter that feels fresh and relevant. Moving to the rider's cockpit, this is where the most noticeable leap happens. Depending on the variant you choose, the Activa 7G is expected to offer either a semi-digital instrument cluster or a fully digital one. The digital cluster is where Honda is expected to surprise many riders. There's talk of Bluetooth connectivity, which would allow pairing your smartphone for call and SMS alerts, possibly even turn-by-turn navigation. For a scooter that has historically been conservative, this marks a clear step into the connected era. Imagine navigating city traffic with real-time guidance on your dash instead of pulling out your phone at traffic lights. That's the kind of convenience younger, tech-savvy riders will absolutely love. The Smart Key is another feature that elevates the ownership experience. Just like in premium cars, the Activa 7G could allow riders to start the scooter, unlock the seat, or access the fuel lid without inserting a key. This isn't just about luxury, it's about reducing hassle in everyday use. Think of a shopping trip where your hands are full of bags. A simple button press on the key fob and your seat pops open to store your stuff. Or picture stepping out of your house in a rush, and instead of fumbling for keys, you simply carry the fob in your pocket, walk up, and start riding. These are little touches that create big differences in daily life. Underneath the glamour and gadgets, Honda has retained its tried-and-tested 110 cubic centimeters, air-cooled, fuel-injected engine. Now, skeptics might say, why stick with the same displacement? The answer lies in the Activa's core promise: dependable efficiency and effortless usability. The 7GS motor produces just under 8 horsepower and roughly 8.8 Nm of torque, figures that might not sound thrilling on paper but translate to smooth, predictable acceleration in real-world conditions. For the kind of stop-and-go traffic Indian riders face every day, this balance is ideal. You don't need explosive performance, you need refinement, consistency, and reliability. That's where Honda's engineering shines. The engine is buttery smooth, vibrations are kept minimal, and throttle response feels tuned for both urban agility and occasional long stretches. Mileage is where the 7G attempts to steal the spotlight. Official estimates float around the 55 kmpl mark, which is already solid. But there are some reports and leaks that suggest Honda might push the efficiency envelope closer to 65 or even 70 kmpl under ideal conditions. A few speculative sources even throw up a jaw-dropping 90 kmpl claim, though that number seems optimistic until verified. Even so, it's undeniable that the Activa has always been one of the most fuel-efficient scooters in its class, and the 7G looks poised to continue that tradition. For commuters who log dozens of kilometers every week, the potential fuel savings add up quickly, making the Activa as economical as it is practical. Comfort has always been a hallmark of the Activa series, and the 7G doesn't disappoint. The wide, well-cushioned seat ensures both rider and pillion feel comfortable even on longer journeys. The flat, roomy floorboard makes it easy to carry bags, groceries, or even a gas cylinder if you're feeling adventurous, something that countless Indian families can vouch for. The telescopic front suspension and preload adjustable rear monoshock absorb bumps and potholes far better than older generations, providing a noticeably smoother ride. This improvement matters in cities where roads can vary from silky asphalt to rough patches in the space of a few meters. In terms of braking, Honda continues to use drum brakes at both ends in most variants, complemented by CBS, combi brake system. While some rivals have moved toward disc brakes on the front wheel, Honda's logic here seems to prioritize affordability and simplicity. CBS works well in distributing braking force between the front and rear, reducing stopping distance and ensuring stability for new riders. For everyday commuting, this setup remains effective and confidence-inspiring, though seasoned riders might still wish for a front disc option. Storage and utility are areas where Activa has always excelled, and the 7G carries the baton forward. The underseat storage is spacious enough for a helmet or a bag of groceries, and there are hooks near the footboard for additional carry bags. If the Smart Key makes its way into production, expect added convenience with features like a remote seat opener. Practicality has always been a reason people choose Activa, and Honda seems committed to enhancing that quality. Now let's put the Activa 7G in the broader context of its rivals. The scooter market in India is no longer as one-sided as it used to be. Competitors like the TVS Jupiter, Suzuki Access 125, and Hero Maestro Edge have all carved out strong positions, offering stylish designs, robust features, and attractive price points. The Access 125, for example, offers more power with its 125 cubic centimeters engine, while the Jupiter scores on ride comfort and storage practicality. What sets the Activa apart, however, is brand trust and a proven track record of reliability. For many families, buying an Activa isn't a matter of comparing spec sheets, it's about investing in peace of mind. Honda's extensive service network, affordable maintenance, and legendary resale value make ownership stress-free, something that rivals still struggle to match fully. Speaking of price, the Activa 7G is expected to retail between 79,000 Indian rupees and 90,000 Indian rupees ex-showroom, depending on the variant. At this price, it positions itself as slightly more premium than entry-level scooters but still well within the reach of the average urban buyer. When you consider the blend of reliability, features, and efficiency, that price feels justified. Factor in the savings on fuel over years of ownership, and the Activa 7G becomes not just a purchase but a long-term investment. What makes it special is that Honda understands the emotional connection people have with the Activa nameplate. For many, it's their first two-wheeler, their family's trusted workhorse, or the vehicle that carries kids to school and groceries home in the evening. By bringing in modern features without straying from the Activa's roots, Honda ensures that the 7G appeals to both loyalists and new buyers. It's practical, stylish, efficient, and backed by the kind of trust that only years of consistent performance can build. As we await the official launch and final confirmation of specs, one thing is certain: the Honda Activa 7G is not just another scooter release. It's the continuation of a legacy, one that adapts to the changing times without forgetting where it came from. Whether you're a student looking for affordable mobility, a professional needing a stress-free daily ride, or a family looking for a versatile companion, the Activa 7G ticks all the boxes. It's a scooter that promises to make every ride smoother, smarter, and more enjoyable, and that's why it will likely dominate the streets once again.